Hello, I'm Kimberly and this is the Tickle Pink Events channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm thrilled that you decided to join me today. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm glad to have you guys here too. So today we're going to do something a little different. I am not going to make a cocktail. But don't worry, I will be drinking and I will be talking about different cocktails and cocktail ingredients and things that I've learned, and like share some of my new faves with you. So I hope you're down for the journey. Go grab yourself a drink if you don't have one, and let's start talking cocktails. Now, lately most of us have been home a lot, and I myself have been home a lot, and I definitely haven't been to any of my favorite cocktail bars, which I think is the thing I miss most during this whole time of like self-quarantining, sheltering in place, whatever you want to call it. I do miss my local craft cocktail bars. While I love making cocktails at home, sometimes you just want to go and have somebody mix up a nice drink for you. So the other day while I was out at the store, I came across these On the Rocks premium cocktails. Now what these are cocktails already made, alcohol and all, in a jar, ready to go. They have a variety of these. They have cosmopolitans, they have margaritas. This is an old-fashioned. They have Mai Tais, so you can get them in whatever cocktail for the most part that you enjoy. I was curious because not all pre-made cocktails are created equal and they're not always good. So I thought it would be fun tonight if we tried it, or you watch me give my first impression of the On the Rocks premium cocktails. That way if you see them in the store and I like it, you can grab it, and if I don't, then you can not waste your money. I wasted my money for you if it's not good. The one I chose is an old-fashioned and it's made with Knob Creek bourbon, which is a good bourbon. So that automatically piqued my interest because I like Knob Creek. So sometimes you get the premixed cocktails and there's a mystery spirit. You don't know what the bourbon or the main spirit is. I love that this was Knob Creek, a bourbon I'm familiar with, a bourbon I've enjoyed. So that gave me a little confidence that this cocktail is going to be okay. So before we talk about everything else, let's pour ourselves a drink. I know I sure could use one. So as the bottle says, you just literally pour over ice and enjoy. So it doesn't get much easier than that. And it has in it, the ingredients are Kentucky straight bourbon, bitters, and natural flavors. Now that's where things could get a little sketchy because you don't know what those natural flavors are. But let's give it a try. So we're going to pour it on over. As you see, I have a large cube of ice because that's how I like my old fashions, over a large ice. And this makes, I would say you could get two pretty good sized cocktails out of it. I mean, this is a couple of fingers pour. So, I mean, I can go ahead, hell, it's been a day. Let's pour it on up and let's give it a whirl and see. The aroma, spot on for an old fashioned, smells good. Let's give it a sip. It's very nice. Really nice. I really didn't expect it to actually be this good. I was kind of hedging a little bit, but it does taste like an old-fashioned I would make myself here at home. I can taste the bitters. It's not overly sweetened. The bourbon comes through. So I say this is a solid investment. Now, I haven't tried the other cocktails they have, and maybe I'll do subsequent videos where I try those for you as well. But if you like an old-fashioned, this is a good one. And really, you grab one of these, you get your cube, you pour it up, and, you know, it's cocktail time in 5 seconds, which I love. And the way things are going these days, I think we all need a cocktail like stat. So I'm a fan of this, and I definitely say pick it up. They are, in my area, about $9.99 a cocktail. But again, you get, I mean, I haven't even gotten halfway through. So you get maybe 2 cocktails out, and maybe 3. But depends on how big you pour. I mean, if you want to put it in a big water glass, I'm not judging you. Do you, boo? Just depends on your day. But it does definitely, you get a lot for your money. So I say, you know, get them if you see them. Plus, if you were to go to a bar, this one drink would be $10 on its own. So I think it's worth your value. And I do think Costco has the assorted packs. So if you're at Costco, you can get the variety of all of them. So now that's that. I'm going to keep drinking and talking. The other thing I've discovered, well, not discovered, I've had a lot of time at home, and the other thing that I've really enjoyed is reading the Death and Company cocktail book. Now, if you know cocktail culture, you know Death and Company is, you know, kind of the it thing in cocktail bars and craft cocktailing. They started in New York, they have one in Denver, they have one in Los Angeles, and if there's one somewhere else, let me know in the comments. But they are kind of like the cool kids in the cocktail arena. And I got this book for my birthday this year. It's been out for a couple of years now, and I was excited to like dive in. And you know, this year gave me the time because, well, we're home. And what I noticed is one of the things that they mentioned in here among a lot, it's a great resource for cocktail making, cocktail culture. If you want to learn more or become a more proficient home bartender, I recommend this book. But the one takeaway of many that I got from this book was their use of Rittenhouse rye in their Manhattans. Now, I know diehard Manhattan people always use rye. I could go either way. I can use bourbon or rye, but true traditionalist, classic Manhattan drinkers like a rye. And I had never heard of Rittenhouse rye, so they kept mentioning it, and I was like, oh, I think I better go try this out. And it's at Trader Joe's. I thought it was going to be some very bougie, very high-end rye, and that was going to cost an arm and a leg, but it's, again, affordable. It's at Trader Joe's, and it's 100 proof, y'all. So it's definitely going to give you a kick in your Manhattan. But the beauty of the Rittenhouse is it's not hot. Like, you can drink it and sip on it in your Manhattan, and you're gonna, you know, it's gonna have good flavor, but it's not gonna like be like, you know, it's very well balanced for the high proof that it is. I really enjoy it. It's good sipper. It's good sipper on a, you know, nice big cube. So if you see Rittenhouse, I highly recommend you pick it up. I think it'll definitely be a nice addition to your home bar. If you have a Manhattan lover in your life, this will definitely up their Manhattan game. And since it's 100 proof, you don't have to drink as much. You're one and done depending on your tolerance level. So, loving the Rittenhouse. Highly recommend. It's a new staple in my house for sure. Now, the next item I want to talk about, I was very excited because back to Manhattans and cocktails. When I go to fancy high-end cocktail bars, they always have really good dark black cherries. Not those crazy fluorescent red, you know, cherries we used to get in Shirley Temple's. Not those made with the red dye, 40 whatever. Real maraschino cherries that are in, you know, dark syrupy liquors that are so good. So I like Luxardo brand, and that had been my go-to, but Luxardos can be pricey. A jar is like, you know, upwards of $24 depending on where you buy it. So it's kind of a luxury to have if you're just putting it in a drink for a garnish. But while I was out at the store, I came across Toschi's Armarino black cherries and syrup. I'm not saying this correctly. It is an Italian brand, so if you like Luxardo, which Luxardo cherries are from Italy, this brand of cherries is, I would say, comparable, if not better. And the best thing about it is they are $10 cheaper a jar, so they're affordable, and they are beautifully dark cherries with no crazy ingredients. They're GMO free. All they are just the cherries, water, and sugar. So you can feel good about, you know, eating them. And they're not just for garnishes and cocktails. You can put them on your charcuterie boards to pair with cheeses and meats. You can also put it over like a cheesecake as a syrupy, like, you know, over cheesecake or ice cream. So you buy a jar and you can do many different things with it. So it's not a like one thing where like I paid that much for a jar of cherries to go in cocktails. No, you can use it in a variety of ways, and I really, really enjoy them. In fact, like, I just like eating them on their own. They're like candy. They're so good. And what I like to do in my Manhattan is just take one of these at the end, put it down the bottom, and drizzle a little syrup in. Whoo, girl, so good. So these are my latest cocktail finds while I've been home and just kind of exploring the world of, again, home cocktailing and bartending. And I hope you enjoy some of these finds. I'm very excited about the Old Fashioned. I'm excited to try the rest of this brand. So if you're not feeling up for shaking your own cocktail, grab an On the Rocks. Really good value for the money. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are safe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Oh, before I leave and before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe this video. And if you want to stay in the know, click that notification bell. That way you'll never miss an upload. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, or whenever you watch this video. Cheers!